Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and Johnny Depp's lawyers Ben Chu and Camille Vasquez are beginning to do some interviews regarding the Johnny Depp trial. They're doing them after Elaine did them. We got to remember, Elaine did them immediately for what seemed like some 15 minutes of fame, if we're being honest. But Camille and Ben were there to respond to Amber's latest comments. And I'm glad they waited, because I wanted to hear what they had to say about Amber and Elaine's comments here. So you're going to hear it. And again, I'm just blown away by these two. I think they are so smart, eloquent. Let's hear what they had to say on Good Morning America.
Camille, let me begin with you. I think the verdict surprised a lot of legal experts. They thought it was a very uphill fight from the beginning for you all. What was the key to victory?
I think the key to victory was focusing on the facts and the evidence, and Johnny's opportunity to speak the truth for the first time. It was 6 years in the making, and I think he was able to connect with the jury and the general public and tell what really happened in this relationship.
He wasn't in the courtroom for the verdict. What was his reaction when you told him?
He was over the moon. It was like the weight of the world had been taken off his shoulders, and I feel that finally, after 6 years, he's gotten his life back.
He also went on TikTok yesterday thanking his supporters on social media. What role did social media play in this verdict?
My view is that social media played no role whatsoever.
That's the right answer.
This was a decision made by the jury on the evidence presented by both sides. And as Camille said, it was overwhelmingly in Mr. Depp's favor.
Ms. Heard's lawyers put out a statement yesterday saying the verdict was a setback for women's rights. And they went on to say that it's unseemly and unprofessional for you all to be, quote, taking a victory lap for setting back decades of how women can be treated in the courtroom. How do you respond?
What's next? A movie deal and merchandising? I hadn't actually read the full quote. I wanted to make sure you guys got a moment to read the full quote from spokesman for, but from Amber Heard. What a despicable comment that they're doing a victory lap, as if she didn't do victory laps in the UK. You hypocritical witch. I mean, my God. But here's Camille's amazing reply.
On to that.
I think it's disappointing. We're only speaking about what happened in this case, right? And the facts in this case were overwhelmingly positive for Johnny, and the verdict speaks for itself.
How about the broader criticism, though? It's not just from Heard's teams. Victims advocates have argued that the verdict is going to have a chilling effect on domestic violence victims, and it's a blow to the Me Too movement.
I think our response to that is we encourage any victim to come forward. Domestic violence doesn't have a gender.
Ooh, sorry, I needed to make a moment to pause for our queen. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? Oh my God. Let's hear that one more time, shall we?
To that is we encourage any victim to come forward. Domestic violence doesn't have a gender.
So you don't see this as a setback to the movement in any way, shape, or form?
We do not. We believe that the verdict speaks for itself. The facts are what they were. The jury made a unanimous decision based on those facts.
Why do we keep trying to compare stories? Why can't a case be a case? It's so weird, even for George and the media, to keep pushing this. Well, the movement's been ruined, huh? No, has it not?
During your cross-examination, what was your impression of Ms. Heard's impression on the jury?
I think that her
sorry, I know I also just have to offer commentary. I know you're frustrated, but you can watch it. But look at that smile. Her impression of Amber Heard is, I don't think, very kind.
I think that her impression on the jury was what it was. I think something that I focused on and we focused on in that cross-examination was using her words against her. And it was very important for us to, every question that was asked was tied to something she had said previously. And I think the jury got to see and the world got to see and hear from Ms. Heard in that relationship on every single topic.
And George, I think there was a real contrast. Johnny took ownership of a lot of things. And it seemed at times, and perhaps it came through to the jury, that she had an answer for everything, and she wasn't taking accountability for anything. And I think that made a difference.
Heard's lawyers say she plans to appeal the verdict. She doesn't have the money to pay for the judgment, and you all have said that the goal is not to impoverish Ms. Heard. Is it possible where we could see a settlement where she foregoes the appeal in return for Mr. Depp waiving any monetary damages?
Well, George, we obviously can't disclose attorney-client communications, but as Mr. Depp testified, and as we both made clear in our respective closings, this was never about money for Mr. Depp. So this was about restoring his reputation, and he's done that.
So you're not disclosing any privileges, but it sounds like that's something that could be on the table, but it's up to Ms. Heard?
Again, we have to be careful what we say, but this was about Mr. Depp's reputation.
So that's an interesting thing George is trying to put out there. Like, so Amber, just don't appeal and you don't have to pay. Why is George stumping for Amber so much? It's so weird. It's the same thing with Alec Baldwin. I feel like he didn't really push Alec in that interview, which we went through on this channel. Frustrating. What do you guys think? Tell me down below. Let's keep watching them.
That was what it was about for him.
Your life has changed a lot in the last several weeks. You got made partner this week. Congratulations.
Thank you very
Both
much.
of you have also become something of social media stars. How has it changed? What does it feel like?
It's been surreal.
Yeah,
and
I imagine.
if I'm being honest, a bit overwhelming. But if I can be an inspiration to young women that want to go to law school and study and work hard, then it was all worth it.
You made the choice to go to Virginia for this trial. How much of a difference did that make?
I think Virginia was a good venue for some legal and other reasons, and it has a fabulous court system, tremendous judges and fair juries, and I think this the evidence was listened to carefully on both sides by the jury, and again, it came overwhelmingly in Johnny's favor.
Ms. Heard did win on one count of defamation. Will you be appealing that?
Again, I think it's premature to say, but if you look at the context of the verdict, it was a total win for Johnny.
Thank you both very much.
Thank you very much, George.
Total win indeed, and the total win for Camille, who is now just crushing it out there and got partner. And I love that sort of little knock there at the end, because we talked about this in one of the shows yesterday, but this woman, Michelle Dauber, talking about how society that strips women of real power, some women have learned to seek male approval in the hopes they won't be ard or aid or humiliated. Sucking up to the power might feel good to you, but it won't work. You will be next. Of all the women who suck up to male power, women lawyers are the absolute worst of the bunch, desperate to prove they are real lawyers. Understanding that being a woman undermines their identity as lawyers, they throw women under the bus as hard and fast as they can. I mean, Mike, what a way to devalue a woman. If there's any misogyny in this, it's from you, Michelle. And Michelle is a professor at Stanford. I mean, I'm just in shock. And to show just how dumb these professors at Stanford are. Oh, these people staying up for these skirts for women. Oh, yeah, the guy who represented Cuomo. Yeah, Roberta Kaplan, who aided Cuomo, resigned from time. Roberta Kaplan was Amber Heard's lawyer. Who's going to tell her? Who's going to tell you, Michelle? I just can't. So Elaine, who's defending Amber, I'm so curious. Apparently, women don't be lawyers. Well, that's just, you're just trying to do a man's job. I can't even begin to describe how frustrating it is to see so many women and so many people trying to throw shade to this amazing woman. Who, bravo to her. She, against all odds, proved she could do it. And kudos to Ben and team for lifting her up. That's what it's all supposed to be about. Yeah, let's give opportunities to people who haven't historically gotten them. Let's reward the people who are working hard. That's what happened here. But yet she's being critiqued out there by these people. I can't even fathom it. So it's so nice to hear from her and hear her thoughts, and to hear that it must be insanely surreal for her right now. But I'm so happy for them, so happy for her and Ben to get this victory lap, I guess, if you want to call it. Elaine, you were out there doing damage control the next day. It felt like, my God. Or was that the Monday, I guess, after? Insane, the criticism in that quote. I can't find it, Gary, but I can't even get over this quote that they're saying. If anybody's going to be selling a book deal, it's going to be Elaine and Amber. No doubt. But honestly, I'd read all their books. Would totally read all their books. Here it is. They are Amber's team PR. Why are people falling for this? It's sickening. This case does not speak for all women. I'm so glad Camille said it. This case speaks to Amber Heard. Simple as that. And we did not believe her. Not because she's a woman, but because she was all over the place. And she's on audio where we can hear her admitting to it all. Guys, we will continue to keep you updated. In fact, there's another interview that they did over the Today Show. We're going to try and watch that live. It just may be a little later today on my live, so stay tuned. We're calling it Andy time, or heck, call it Johnny time. Times are approximate until you see me live. I apologize, but hit the subscribe, hit the bell. When we go live, you should get notified when we're actually live. Smash that like button, and we will be there to talk over the next interview and get your thoughts as well. You can also leave a comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out my last video with Amy Goodhart, neighbor of Amber. Not a lot of you clicked it, but it's a really good rant she goes on. I'll put it right there on the left, and we'll be live today, a little later this afternoon. See you then, guys.